Let's be honest. You went no contact because something broke. Maybe it was a fight. Maybe she pulled away. Maybe you realized you were chasing too much. And someone on the internet told you that disappearing would magically make her come back, that she'd suddenly realize your value. But now it's been a few days, a few weeks, maybe even a month, and you're wondering, is this even working? Here's the truth. No contact alone won't make her chase you. Silence without substance is just silence. What matters is who you become during the silence. This is where Stoicism comes in. Most guys go no contact with a mindset of revenge or manipulation. I'm going to show her what she's missing. That's emotional immaturity. That's attachment in disguise. Stoicism teaches the opposite. You let go, not to get them back, but to get yourself back. You can't control whether she thinks about you. You can't control whether she texts you again, but you can control your response to that uncertainty. You can control your focus, your time, your energy, and that's what makes you magnetic. Not the fact that you haven't sent a message in 2 weeks, but the fact that during those 2 weeks, you've become a different man. Most men make the mistake of thinking that attraction is about doing. It's not. It's about being. Who are you when she's not looking? Are you building something? Are you pushing your body, your mind, your discipline? Or are you just sitting there refreshing your phone, waiting for her name to pop up? When you go no contact from a place of power, not punishment, you start to operate differently. You stop measuring your worth based on her attention. You stop playing emotional games. And when she feels that shift in you, even without words, it triggers something deeper than curiosity. It triggers respect. Because here's the thing. Women don't chase guys who are hiding. They chase guys who are moving forward with purpose, with direction. They want to feel like they're stepping into a story that's already in motion. That's attractive. That's leadership. That's what Stoicism prepares you for. When Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events, realize this and you will find strength. He wasn't talking about dating, but it applies perfectly. Her return or her silence is an outside event. You don't control that. What you do control is your response to the unknown. Your ability to hold center when your emotions beg you to break it. Here's the irony most guys don't see. When you try to make her chase you, you've already lost, because chasing is a byproduct, not a plan. It happens naturally when a woman senses that you've tapped into your masculine core. When you're not looking at her as the reward, but instead focusing on your mission, your purpose, your internal compass. That's what Stoicism is really about. Not being emotionless, but being emotionally disciplined. Let's be clear, you're still allowed to want her. Stoicism doesn't ask you to become a robot. You can want her, miss her, remember her. But what you don't do is let that want make your decisions for you. You don't break your silence because you're scared she's moving on. You don't text her just to scratch the itch of validation. You sit with that discomfort. You master it, because if you can't control your impulses now, you're not ready for anything real later. And here's what that does. It builds respect first from yourself, then from others. You begin to walk differently, talk differently. You're not in a hurry anymore. You're not reactive. You're not posting cryptic quotes on Instagram or fishing for attention. You're just present, focused, calm. And in today's world, a world of oversharing, overtexting, and emotional volatility, that kind of presence is rare. And rare is attractive. You have to understand this. Most people operate from emotion first, logic second. Stoicism flips that. It's not that you don't feel. It's that you don't act because you feel. You pause. You consider. You ask, is this in my control? And if it's not, you let it go. That includes her response. That includes whether or not she sees your story, replies to your message, or even comes back. Let her feel the contrast. Let her remember the version of you who was always available, and then see the version who's now unavailable. Not because he's playing games, but because he's living a life that demands his attention. That gap between who you were and who you've become, that's what pulls her in. Not the silence itself, but the transformation that happened during the silence. And don't underestimate the subtle signals you send. Women are intuitive. If you're posting to look cool, she'll know. If you're working out to impress her, she'll feel that energy. But if you're just doing your thing, genuinely, consistently, she'll feel that too. That's when the game changes. She might reach out, she might start liking old posts, replying to stories, even texting just to check in. Now pay attention. This is not the time to get emotional. This is the test. She's not coming back because of your silence. She's coming back because of your growth. If you drop everything and run toward her, you erase all that progress. But if you engage from a place of calm curiosity, without neediness, without overthinking, you keep your frame. Frame is everything. Your frame is your worldview, your emotional baseline, your boundaries. A man with a strong frame doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't spiral when he's ignored. He's too grounded for that. He knows who he is, what he wants, and what he brings to the table. And ironically, that is what makes women pursue. Not the cold shoulder, but the unshakable self-assurance. You've heard the phrase, be the prize. But Stoicism takes it further. Forget being the prize. Be the path. The prize just sits there. The path moves forward. The path invites her to walk alongside. Not for validation, but for alignment. When she sees that you're going somewhere meaningful, with or without her, she starts asking, do I fit into his life now? Can I keep up with where he's going? This is what makes her chase. Not the silence itself, but the signal that you're no longer waiting, no longer seeking permission, no longer playing the role of the emotional caretaker. You're no longer orbiting her. She now has to decide whether she wants to orbit. And let me tell you something else. Maybe she never comes back. Maybe the silence becomes permanent. And that's okay, because this whole process isn't just about her. It's about liberating yourself from the grip of someone else's approval. It's about stepping into your masculine essence, grounded, rational, powerful, so you stop attracting chaos and start attracting clarity. Some men go no contact to manipulate. Stoic men go no contact to mature. Some men want her back to fix the past. Stoic men want the future to be so strong they no longer crave what broke them. You want her to chase you. Stop focusing on her. Start building a life where the idea of someone not choosing you no longer breaks you. Let your growth speak so loudly that it drowns out any doubts. Let your silence be sacred, not passive, but purposeful. Let her feel what it's like to lose access to the best version of you, not because you punished her, but because you evolved. And that's not just attractive. That's unforgettable.